Hello, this is Anton Hapfel. The recap of today's Bund session, Thursday the 8th of August. And you see my morning hypos, hypo 1, 2, 3, they were all set for the level where the morning pre-market was before 8:30 a.m. Central European summertime. So before 8:30 I said increasing sell volume into 89. We look for the short with targets 84.79. Long only with increasing buy volume into yesterday very early low into the 21, and I said range long levels will be 93 and 89. And as I see, I marked my hypo 2 because my hypo 2 was already played here in the morning. And you can see that the market accepted this level first, tried to play some longs here. You see in the delta that there was not very much power, that was not really confirmed by delta this try, because there was so less activity, there's so less liquidity in the ask that they could just get through it, but also no more acceptance above this edge, above the O2 level. You see this here, that people starting then to sell and sell. So they played already before the open my hypo 2. That means increasing sell volume into the 92. You see this here, how the selling volume was to break this delta structure at this moment. First some absorption, and then you say increasing selling into this area means building value below, seeing some pullback and seeing increasing selling volume, selling volume, selling volume, selling volume. So you see this also here on the stick above, and you see then increasing and selling into it. That means my hypo 2 was played. It reached target 185, it reached target 279, where this little minor POC then was created in the auction, at the auction from the market from 8:50 to 9 o'clock. And you see here double bottom delta divergence, and then the open range was interesting. At this moment we need to make some changes because my hypos had they were irrelevant because we're outside the area where we provided, as the pre-market made this unusual 50 tick initial balance range. So I updated then 5 to 10 minutes before the market started and said new hypos, as pre-market already left the prepared area. Range levels, we have then a range level, the 85 for short, that means this level here for short. If we see responsive selling as always, then number 2, if increasing selling volume into the 76.68, that means if increasing selling volume below this volume edge, we look for the target shorts 60.44. So market then played the high, and you see, as I told you in live on the screen, I'm not looking now for the responsive, I don't see the responsive selling, because we open here, you see some little minor selling, only one time some sellers came in with this area, but you see absorption. That means right at the open, we staying, and from the perspective from time, we see we collecting value, we building price and value here, even shift the POC, and you see then increasing volume. So increasing volume, buy volume at the top is the opposite of sell responsive selling. That means no trade. I said then, okay, let's wait if we can re-enter this value, and I took the 93 as mark. And I said, okay, we're re-entering right now, and then re-increase volume by volume. This is a sign of strength, and I get into the trade. And I now made a mistakes in my execution phase as measuring. I'm sorry, this is the wrong window. So I entered here the trade and said, okay, we're going building value here, and now no responsive selling here, but signs of strength into the high with increasing buy volume. Again, that means no responsive selling. So not the trade from, this is not the play for my hypo number 1, because we want to see responsive selling then at the 85 area. We didn't see responsive selling, but initiative buying. So again, back, and you see that I entered here and I made a mistake in my execution phase, as I didn't see, it was maybe an emotional thing, not clear in mind. I didn't see the 88, that this is the separator between those distributions, but I took the low volume node at this moment at the 92 level, 91. You can see this when I draw the volume profile at this moment, and you see I took this little low volume node here at the 92, see this here, and say, okay, stop 2 ticks below, that's okay in Bund, but I didn't see that there's the more important low volume node that is the separator between this short-term value build, this pre-market value here, and the initiative buying started from there. So that means this was a mistake. So I set my stop to close, or you can also say I then enter to expensive if I will stay with a 4 tick stop, because I said, as I said in the stream live, my target is at this volume edge at the PUC, from the acceptance from this area at the O2. So I was stopped out because I measured the wrong stop, even though I played it the right way. I was stopped out because in execution phase I oversee this LVN from that this is from a more importance. Anyway, see what happened? Of course, they tested. This was also clustered with the VWAP, with the overnight low. So this was a good level to see that they absorbed some little try of the downside and then get back into the game and bought it. You see, even bought again into this higher small area, and you see they then stay in here, balanced phase, and then reaching my target about 40 minutes later, as they reach then the 177.02 level. So no plus for me and a lousy trade. And then you see, measuring the success of this new price balance area at this level, market auction, you see we have some acceptance. From the time perspective, but volume measures that this is more about at this moment to become a failure, because the volume didn't confirm this higher prices. And as we see that we more become a normal distribution, that means that the bullish imbalance was about to be repaired. Now we see that wanted at we reaching more again to the downside. You see here that volume measuring success or failure, and we see more signs of failure and more sellers then coming in at the bottom. So here you can make a decision. I said this live. Now this is about, if you're trading this trade, then you have here the short and have your target at the moment POC, which was at the 97. And this played out quite good. It reached then the target, and even target number 2, which was the volume area low. Think of it again where the bulls defending area was. Think of it again where the cluster is. Think of again the lower volumes. Think of again, this is the advantage for the range long. So I waited here for the rejection signs that I got here. I got first time getting people out of their short-term shorts, and the second time you see then that they get into their longs, and we see and we ride those people, and I got in at a cheap price area, so 2 ticks from the low. I have my stop below this low volume node. It means 4 ticks, and they tried it once, impulse phase 1, 2 minutes later, could take out the high. 1 tick higher, I moved my stop to -3, -3.2. Then pulling back a little bit, I wasn't stopped out because I knew I need to give the trade the time to unfold. When you see these good signs of strength, this is impulse phase 1. This is when people get out of taken out the micro level high, and then a second attempt with a lot of buying here, but couldn't take out the high again. So I made the decision to get out now at the entry level, got stopped out. So unfortunately, it took some time. It was the later market. There was not so much energy anymore. But target then was reached at the 97, but not for me because I was out. That means my best trade, my lucrative trade, which would have given me then in sum a plus 7 ticks, was executed wrong, with the wrong measurement of risk and reward. Reward was right, but risk was wrong measured. That means instead of having 7 ticks plus, I'm now having a -5. And I want to show you this with my trades today, because this is so important to understand that this makes the huge difference. That the thing you can control in trading is not the phase at this moment when this happens here. You can trade with your entry, you can control your risk reward, but after you have entered, There's a few minutes where you're not in control, and then everything can happen. It's no shame if you get stopped out, okay? But in this case, when the execution you make here and measuring the wrong risk, then this is a lousy trade, because you lost this trade not because the market was wrong or the market was against you. This could have been avoided if I would go with my rule in this moment, and I just didn't. And therefore, this is just a lousy trade. That means I don't have to be angry or something at me. This is not the right thing to react, because you won't make progress if you're not finding acceptance for the situations. But you can say at the end, do I have at least tried to only take profitable lucrative trades for, say, a time period you're measuring for 2, 3, 4 weeks. And if you're measuring 4 weeks and you can say, I have made 90% lucrative trade, this should be the goal at least. This should be the goal, 90% lucrative trades. If you can say then, after 2 weeks, okay, or 4 weeks, I have made 90% lucrative trade. That means you only had 10% of your trades were lousy. That means you're on the way to a master trader, because then you will have automatic a positive account and positive P&L. But if you have 90%, again, lucrative trades, and you're still not having a plus, then that's okay. Then you're not a loser. Then that just means that you just have to work on your technical skills, all right? On your play and strategy development. So then you do following. You look, is the problem more in the big picture preparation? Means when you see that the level that you choose are always bullshit, then you may have to work on your big picture preparation. Or if you see, no, the levels are good. This is the level where the action takes place, yeah? These are the levels where the other time frame traders coming in, okay? This is the levels where I have a high probability, because I know auction theory, I know market profile, I know volume profile, okay? Okay, then you have to look to the micro level. How do I play? How do I play my plays in the certain markets I do like the most? And please just do one market to get expert in one market and only have 2 or 3 plays. And then you have to work on your micro levels. Then you have on your micro plays. You have to say, okay, how handle market impulse phases? How handle the flow? How handle my stop and profit management? So this may be the reason then when you see, I measured this as a lucrative because I kept my stop rule, I kept my risk reward, okay? I didn't move my stop too quick, okay? I didn't revenge trade, okay? I did not move my target too close after being impatient because having fear, okay? I don't make changes to my plays after maybe 1 or 2 small loser trades. So if you see this, everything was okay. So you can rate, okay, these were 90% lucrative trades. And you say, big picture, okay. Then you have to go to your micro level and say, what's then the problem? And the problem could be that you may give your trades maybe not enough space to unfold. If you enter cheap, and you see, I got most of the time stopped out, but my trades then a few minutes later reaching the targets, or half an hour later, but not getting back to this area where I entered. Then you may see, okay, maybe I don't give enough stop to enough space for me. Maybe I measure risk the right way, but I'm nervous. And this could mean that you make decisions you haven't planned and you don't even recognize, because then you have maybe a problem with your mindset. And that's okay, because this is normal, old behavioral patterns. Or you see, I have a too much optimistic view to my targets and say, okay, 20 ticks in Bund for my range long. Okay, maybe your targets are too far away. Maybe this is then the problem. But I will tell you one thing. You have to make a decision to go on like before and say, I'm just trading and measuring whatever. You can measure 1,000 things. Or you say, you know what? I will only measure, not separate, not measure in between a profitable and unprofitable trades, but you will instead go and say, I make distinguish between lousy and lucrative trades. Sorry. Okay? You make this and you say, is it lousy or is it lucrative? And this will get you on track, because then you can say, I will be a trader that is about to learn with a good mindset or with a good preparation to become the best trader you can be. And this is when you say, I want to control the things that I can control as a trader. I want to control the things that I cannot control. I want to develop a mindset that stays cool and focused and concentrated and calm and just feeling good. And that's the thing. And thanks for watching and listening. This is Anton Opfer for Manapa Trading. Today's Thursday, the 8th of August trading session. Have a nice day and see you then for the last day of the week tomorrow on Friday. Bye bye.